everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre, and welcome to another monthly wrap-up. End of June already. Boy, it seems like I was on for a monthly wrap-up with his last week, but it hasn't been. So anyway, let's get on with the report. I want to thank everybody out for supporting the channel. As of this morning, we're up to 684 subscribers. And all of them, new and old, are very much appreciated for me. Help the whether you're watching live or you're watching it later when it's recorded, help the channel grow. Put some remarks in down there, and I'll answer your remarks. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. I find it's kind of strange that when I watch videos, I don't care if it's when I look at the analytics of whether it's 100 or 50 videos, whatever it may be, like 70% of the people are not subscribers. So I don't understand everything about the algorithm, so I don't know how they come. I'm just glad they come in and take a look. Okay, today I'm going to cover the channel's June activities and plans for July. And I'll also touch base on my favorite pro sports teams and what's going on with me. This is an open question and answer period. There's no set time frame during this report. So if you have a question, just put it in there and I will answer it as soon as I can. Hi, Mike. Glad to see you come on board today. You people are going to check this out later. Go check this. This is my son Mike's channel, Nickel City Mafia. They do a great job over there talking about the Bills, about golf, about fantasy football. A lot of good stuff going on over there, so don't forget to check them out. Well, anyway, the only question I got lately, somebody asked me, what was the last trip that I was on? Well, I don't remember exactly, but when the last trip, I think it was right at the end of 2019, just before COVID. I went down to Quartzsite, Arizona to visit a friend down there for a weekend. But prior to COVID, I used to do 2 or 3 trips a year, and I have the one I got coming up that I'm going to talk about in a little bit is going to be my first since then, and I'm glad to be doing it. Well, anyway, in June, counting this video, I published 23 videos on a variety of different things. They covered PC games, American Truck Simulator and Tower Simulator 3. The American Truck, the company's getting pretty large. I'm still working on my goal of buying a garage in every state that I have a DLC for. In Tower Simulator 3, I'm starting to get better with the cameras. And so go ahead and check that last one out in Raleigh and see what you think. Hockey board games, now we're in the real hockey off season, so it's going to be a slowdown with them. But I did get some games on the table and published on Hockey Bones, which is the 1992-93 playoffs, and Inside the Crease Hockey, which is the 2006-2007 playoffs. But now it's during the off season. We're going to be a slowdown on them because baseball's games are coming out. The baseball games, I did get Pine Tier Baseball up and going. I created a new project for that. It's the All-Time Great Teams Tournament, and that's going on. I think I've played 5 or 6 games on that one there. History Maker Baseball, using the 1998 commemorative card set. I'm doing the 1998 playoffs. In APA, I just put out some videos on my prep. I just finished playing. They're not all videos, but I played 12 games with teams that are going to be in the Vegas tournament at the end of July, or teams that fit the criteria. Like this year's criteria is a tough one. You have to have a winning percentage between 450 and 475 and a team to fit it. So I'll be going in with the 2010 Houston Astros. I'm not so sure I'm going to do so well with them, but time will tell. Golf, I did do a History Maker golf tournament using the brand new release of the All-Time Great Players set, and they're really nice new cards. Check it out there. That Play.com released them last month, and the tournament I was playing was using Akron, and I called it the Firestone. War board games, I just finished a couple videos on The Day Was Ours. This is from Revolution Games. It's covers the Battle of the First Manassas or Bull Run, depending on where you come from and what you call it. And I read a short book from the publisher's Captivating History on it, and I did 2 turns in there, and I didn't do too well on the 2 turns that I published, but I had too many mistakes. So my learning of it's in a system called the Blind Sword series system, and I'm reset it. I'm learning it. I want later on in this year to go onto a multi-man publishing system called the Great Campaigns of the American Civil War, but I'm not going to move off a Blind Sword till I got it down. So when I come back again, I won't have so many uh, problems, except for my old age trying to remember things. Let's see what else I do. Vinyl collections. I did one spinning today, and I haven't done this one for a while. I haven't been doing this one for very much. I'm going to be doing another one pretty soon before I go on vacation. Then I did a vinyl review number 5 from that was the last 50 albums that I personally own and listen to. Then I do a countdown on them. Now review 6 is in progress. So if you're a music lover, go back and check out the vinyl review number 5, see what was picked or on there, and see if you would have picked the same thing. I also did one hockey video, live video. I talked about the 2023 Buffalo Sabres and what I thought about it, and the roster, and the NHL draft, which is coming up this weekend. And then I didn't do any of them. Oh yeah, I did do one unboxing and a big game I've been waiting for a while, and it was On to Richmond 2, and that's from that multi-man publishing, and it's got a ton of stuff in that game, like 16, 17 different scenarios, so you get your money's worth. Multi-man publishing is a little pricey, but they make sure you get your money's worth in there. So requests. I haven't had any new requests lately. I mean, personal requests. I did have one comment that one of the subscribers says he would like to see baseball games in total, and I'm giving that a try now. So in baseball, if I'm going to a whole game, I'm not taking you out in the 4th, bringing you back in the 7th like I had been doing previously. So baseball will be a full game. I don't think I can do that with basketball, football, and hockey because they take way too long to. I'd have to be breaking one football game up into 4 1-hour videos to do it. So anyway, but we'll see. Football season's not here yet. Game night this month, we had a 5-player game of the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, the collector's edition. And hi, Holly, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And that was a good game. I was terrible. I came in last. I did poorly and came in last. My friend AJ, this is the 3rd month in a row he won. He usually before that it was my grandson Nick that would win every month, and AJ's kind of settled in now as the leader, so we have to go after him in August. We won't be playing in July because Nick and I will be gone. And then Superstar Baseball, season 24, we're into about 12 games into the regular season. My teams are doing fair overall. I only say fair because I got one team in first place, one team in second one, but my Atlanta team is really struggling to score. They are really suffering. I mean, they got good hitters on that team, but the dice are not being happy. They're averaging less than 2 runs a game average. And I've been making some moves to try to help them out, but nothing seems to be working on them. But we'll see. Long way to go on that. And let's see. What am I working on? What do I have on the table working at the moment? Well, I'm starting to wind things down on the table and prep for next month for July. And so right now I only have one game on the table, and that's the This Day Was Ours. I reset the scenario again. I'm going to try to get through that scenario and wrap that up before I leave. And then July plans. Well, first of all, there's not going to be very much on the channel in July. I'm planning on doing some shorts, and I'll take a camera with me and I'll record because I am taking my laptop for other reasons. And maybe I'll put out 1 or 2 videos as to where we are on the trip and what we're doing and things like that. But the 20 to 25 videos I've been putting out won't be in July. So if anybody asks you any questions and say what's going on, just I'm on vacation. I'm out of town. That's all there is. The one big thing is in July is the 3rd anniversary of my channel going up, and I usually celebrate that Okay, I lost you a little bit there, Mike. Is Nick participating in what the the monthly game night? Is that what you're referring to? If that is what you're referring to, yes, he does play every month. That's me and Nick and AJ and another guy named Enrique. Once in a while, Pam comes over and plays as the fifth person, but it was set up as a four guy, the four guys. All right. So anyway, it's the third anniversary, and I normally celebrate that with a game giveaway. And I will celebrate it, but it's going to be in early August this year because I won't have the time. Because when I come back in July, I'll be turning around and 4 days later heading back to Vegas for that APA tournament that's up there. I don't know how I'll do this year. I call it the last loser twice up there. Why I call it the last loser? Because I'm in the finals and I lose the last game. That's why I call it. Again, people have is there anything you want me to do or check into on my channel? Please let me know. I'm willing to check things out, and I have in the past. If I can do it, if I check it out and it seems realistic for me to be able to do, I'll do it. All right, time to cover for my favorite sports teams. Detroit Tigers. Well, they're in third place, but they're in a division that every team in the division is either 500 or lower. I think Minnesota beat them today, so it sounds like they're doing. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, I sound like the Buffalo Bills, always losing that final game. Yeah, I can agree on you. I can't remember not losing the final games all the way since 1965. But who knows? We'll see what happens this year. Anyway, the Detroit Tigers are still suffering. All of their main starting pitcher staff has been injured and out. The one guy that they got, Eduardo Rodriguez, they picked up in free agency during the year. He come off and he's having a really good season. He was like third in the American League in ERA, and he's injured. And all the young guys they're supposedly going to get a couple guys maybe back next month. So we'll see. They're in third place in a division where everybody's under 500. Nobody wants to win that division. The easiest division in baseball right now. The Bills. I said the offseason was going to be interesting, and it really is to me. I just watch the news. I can't study and try to figure out what's going on. Now they got all of this nonsense. I call it nonsense about Stephon Diggs going on. If the Bills don't get their head back in football, that 12-5 I predicted could turn into 10-7. So who knows? But they just like to get in the media and get all. I do like that the Madden put Josh Allen on the cover. I've already pre-ordered my hard copy so that I can keep that as the souvenir in my memorabilia, and then I'll download the digital to play it. But it doesn't release until the middle of August or something like that. But I pre-ordered it. Boston. I knew there was going to be some changes made after they lost again in the semifinals or whatever it was. But my big surprise was that they traded Marcus Smart was part of the trade. Now, first of all, he's the longest tenured Celtic. And I think it's going to hurt for one reason, because when you lose the guy that's been in the was 2 seasons ago was the defensive player of the year. Last year he had got some other really crazy award, and he's always been in the running for the defensive player of the year. When you lose a guy like that, it's got to affect your team. And over the last 3 or 4 years, Marcus has become a pretty steady scorer too. So that really helped compared to the beginning of his career. Yeah, Rob, it is a long time till week 1 for the Bills, but they got to knock off their nonsense, in my opinion, anyway, of all of this other stuff they got going on. All right, and then he's a good scorer. Now the guy that they got, this Crispus or Porzingis, the guy is 7'3". I know we were always suffering. The Celtics were always suffering at the tall guys, because it just seemed like our 6'10" guys weren't doing the job all the time. So this guy's 7'3", and he averaged 23.2 points a game last year. Hopefully, that's going to help. But what are they going to do with Al Horford? Maybe he's going to retire. Because Robert Williams III is going to be around. That guy is really a defensive star when he's on their rebounding block shots and so forth. So I think there's going to be more moves going to be made before the Celtics season started. And last but not least, the Buffalo Sabres. I just recently put out a video where I talked about them. They did go ahead and they re-signed Zemgus Girgensson. He was our longest tenured Sabre. So him and Kyle Okposo are both back. They're both fourth line. But you know what? A lot of people don't. Oh, they didn't score like they know. The fourth line, they were one of the top. But those two and Peyton Krebs, one of the kids that come over in the Eichel trade, that line there was one of the top defensive lines in the whole league last year. So that was, you know, they got put into a lot of tough situations and they came through. So, you know, you want to see what I got. Think about the draft. The draft is coming up Wednesday night this week. And, you know, I'd like to see how I predicted the draft to go, but with Kevin Adams, he's done a really good job since he took over as general manager. But you know, you never know what he's going to do. Hey, how you doing out there? I'm glad you could stop by for a second. You know, this is a question and answer period, guys. Not only my monthly report, because I'm almost getting down to the end of my monthly report. So, you know, just go ahead and there's no set time for the questions and answer. You got something you want to ask me? Shoot it out there. I'll get back with you. Again, glad to see some of you stopping by on these Sunday afternoons now. And let's see, me. Well, I'm in the process of getting back on the road again, like I mentioned a little bit at the beginning. Before COVID, I used to go on 2 to 3 trips a year, car trips, sometimes flying trips, and I haven't done. But on the 1st of July, my grandson and I just graduated from high school. We're going to be leaving, and we're driving cross country. I'm in California, all the way to Buffalo, New York. But it's going to take us a while to get there. It's going to be about, I think it's 8 days to get there. But we're going to be stopping every day along the route to see something of interest. Probably a lot of things that I've seen before, but I'm glad to see them again. And a lot of things my grandson has never seen before. Like the first day, we're going to, next Saturday afternoon, around early afternoon sometime, we're going to just be past Flagstaff, Arizona a little bit, and we're going to go visit the meteor crater up there. And then we'll be staying that night in Winslow. And every day we're going to be continuing our trip east and northeast, stopping somewhere. The only 2 days on the way to Buffalo that we won't see anything is when we leave Memphis, because we're going to be in Memphis for a couple of days, and then we're going to make a 2-day drive up to Buffalo, and then spend 3 days in Buffalo, and then head back home again. And so I said, I'm going to take my camera, my laptop with me, and I'll put up some videos along the way so the people don't think that I just quit, you know, putting up videos, because it's going to be a lot less than what I normally put up. It's a slower board channel. Anybody's interested in seeing some board games, he's recently did I think it was the inside the paint is going to is up there. So go ahead and check it out. That's a pretty cool game. See what Mike's had to say. Yeah, Mike, he's going to have some great wick on beef on weck is lunch the first day. We're going to arrive on the 8th. I consider the 9th our first day. Beef is up at the whatever that place is called on Ridge Road. You know what I'm talking about. Mike and I, we were both born and raised up there. Then wings, we're going on the second day, or the first night at 9 o'clock. We're meeting my other grandchildren at the Anchor Bar at 6 o'clock if they're available. I was talking to my granddaughter the other day, and we're going to, so that he can have some wings and say that I was to the place, the original home of the wings. Okay, what do we got going here? Yeah, there's you know, I'm seeing there's another young kid. He's not that big. He's about 5'10", 5'11". It's in the NHL draft, and I've seen a couple mock drafts predicted, and I forget what his name is, but his last name is Perot. Okay, and a couple mock drafts have predicted him to be the number 13 pick, which is the Sabres' first round pick, and that'll be kind of interesting. but I'm not sure if I was that kid, I'd want to be picked by the Sabres and have to live up to Perot as the last name. So everybody remembers Gilbert. Right. Yeah, that's it, Mike. Yeah, Steve's Pig and Ox. It's been there for years. I was back there, and last time I've been back in Buffalo was 2010, and I visited, was there. Are we going to Niagara Falls? I have been there, and yes, we are going to Niagara Falls. My daughter went ahead and got Nick his passport so we can go over to the Canadian side. You know, the American side has been getting better over the recent years and so forth, but the Canadian side to me has always been much prettier. And I want Nick to go over there and be able to say he saw it, he did it, those type of things. Hey, how you doing out there? Haven't seen you for a long time. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're going to be coming to the 24-hour Extra Life Marathon in November like you have for the last couple of years. First Saturday in November. Yeah, we're going to go over there, and one of the, and then we're going to be, I'm going to show them where I was born and raised and everything, and then on the way home, I'm kind of excited about this. I was there once, but I didn't spend enough time, and Nick is really excited about this. When we leave Buffalo on the 11th, 3 hours down the road. All right, looking forward to seeing you again. 3 hours down the road, Cleveland in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You guys must. If you follow my channel, you know that I've been a music fan for a long, long time, and I do a lot of album reviews and things like that. And so we're going to spend some time there. That's going to be really neat. And then the second day, after we're done there, we're going to drive down to Dayton and spend the night. We're going to the new Air Force Museum at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I was there. I was stationed there. That was my first assignment out of tech school, and I really liked it there. And that's where my son Paul was born. Mike, my son, he lived down there with us. And we're going to go to the new museum. The old museum used to be a little thing. The new museum, in fact, they used to have 2 control towers on that base, one at Wright Field, one at Patterson Field. And I was rated first in Wright Field and then Patterson Field, the second one. And the first control tower at Wright Field is now part of the museum. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to take some paperwork down to the show. Maybe they'll keep it in there for there. But anyway, that's a lot of things that we're going to be hitting on the way home. And then we got about other things that the hit on the way back. Okay, let's see what else I got going about the trip. All right. Everybody know about last month I reported about the Yamaha 8501 integrated amplifier that I bought when I redid that first room, that I had to send it back because it had a problem. Well, Crutchfield was exceptional in taking it back, sending me a new one. The new one came in, hooked it up in that new room, works perfect. Happy. I've been dealing with Crutchfield over the years, and I do recommend them if you're looking for any audio equipment for your home or for your cars. Check there because their customer service is really, really good. Health-wise, I'm doing okay. I'm walking now. That I don't know if I reported last time that hip pain that I've been suffering with for almost a year went away after about 2 weeks of physical therapy, and I finished the 6 weeks of physical therapy, and I started walking. So I'm walking every other day for about 1.5 miles to 2 miles, and I'm doing other light exercises in between those days, and that hip pain has not returned. And so I'm just going to keep doing that as long as it doesn't come back. Okay, cool. Are you going to be on live tonight with anything? So anyway, that's the end of my report, but I'll hang around for a couple more minutes in case anybody's got any other questions. As I talked about coming back, well, we're spending over 2 days in Memphis going there. There's too many things in Memphis to see. If you haven't been there yet, check out Graceland and check out the Peabody Ducks. You got to check the Peabody Ducks. That is so cool. There's a story behind them, and I can't remember all of the details right now, but there's a pretty neat story. And it's a pretty cool thing that happens every day at 11 o'clock at the Peabody House in the morning. And then we're going to go to the Sun Studios where the first rock and roll records are coming out of. Beale Street with all the live music, and everything. Memphis is just great. So we're staying there for 2 days. We're coming home. We're not staying there, but we are stopping in Nashville after we leave Dayton because Nick wants to go to see the Gibson Guitar Museum, which ought to be pretty cool. He's kind of excited because we read online that they actually let you play one of their guitars when you're there. So he's going to be taking some of his picks with him and playing. Yeah, Rob, it is going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot of fun. Spending all this time with my grandson and seeing these things that I've seen before, but not in Taylor. And then after we leave there, we're going to be making our way down through Dallas and coming up into New Mexico from the southeast, and we're going to hit Carlsbad and do the Carlsbad Caverns. And if we have the timing I want is to finish that in mid-afternoon and drive up north. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes north to Roswell. Spend the night in Roswell, do the UFO museum the next day, plus the other thing, I forget what we got going in Roswell. And then we'll pretty much be heading home. So we're going to be on the road for quite a while. I hope the old man, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have a driver that could help with the driving in there. Yeah, he's really interested. My grandson plays guitar. He's been in I would say he's still beginning. He's been playing maybe a year and a half now, and he's been playing plays regular guitar and he does bass guitar, and he's really looking forward to that. That factory used to be in Memphis, and then it moved up a couple years ago into Nashville. I'm not really sure. It's going to be quite a lengthy trip. I'm not really sure, but my daughter's going to be taking care of my house for me while I'm gone. So it's probably going to be probably around 18, 19 days, I'm guessing. So, probably wore out. And then I got to get home and I got to turn around. And then on the 23rd of July, head back up to Vegas for the 2023 APA baseball tournament, baseball board game tournament. Okay, well, that's about it. If you have any other questions, if you think of any questions after I sign off here, go over there, then YouTube, go down into the remarks section and put them down there. I will answer anybody. I appreciate everybody that stopped by today. It's a lot of fun when people come on and ask questions and talk a little bit. And we're running at about 28 minutes now, and that's a pretty good time. So thanks everybody for stopping by. This is Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre, saying take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other and stay safe. And we're shutting down now.